Welcome back to Budds Creek, Maryland. Yamaha National, part of the AMA Chevy Trucks U.S. Motocross Championship. Todd Harris along with David Bailey and Cameron Steele as the Guardian gets ready. And James Stewart, David, looks as calm as it can be. And look at the parity in the 125 class.
Yeah, it is. It's way different than 250 class. It's only a couple of names up there. And Ricky is talking to Brown right now. But his back turned to James Stewart.
Well, before we release them for Moto number 2, let's check in with Cameron Steele, the Sobe Suzuki Fast Lap.
Well, people at home, it's time for your favorite TV reporter to go out and show you the course with the Sobe Suzuki Fast Lap. Put the camera on my helmet, go out and ride as quick as I can. And hey, it's a little gooey out here. It's been raining in Maryland. So don't give me a hard time if I'm going a little slower than normal. Well, if I go any slower than normal, you're going to have to really throw some rocks at me. Hey, this place is the king of off-cambers. What does that mean? That means when a corner, you go around it, it's going away from you. Scary for a guy like me, but let's go check it out. You get it started with a downhill starting straight into a right-left chicane, and then you're going to go down into the left-hand turn where Doug Henry landed when the course was going the other way in his infamous crash. Down the back straight, it's kind of soft, and into your next right-hand turn. Right here, when the track went the other way, I landed on my head off the ski jump, but now it's a big downhill. Woo! The hands get off the gas. You're having fun. It's a 180. Back up. Pick a rut. Get on the gas. And up into the off-cambers. Next up are the infamous off-cambers. A right, a super gnarly left, and then another right. And that's going to take you into the downhill little tabletop, into another tabletop left-hand turn, into the little whipper jump, and then a right-hand turn. Get on the gas wide open over the blind top of the hill. Right-hand sweeper into the super tight section, and then to the finish line jump. You're not done yet, though, because you've got another off-camber left, super slippery, and then into this back section where the jumps are. You pick it up, you do tabletop right here, lots of ruts. You're going to land, pick a line, you track your pegs off the double, set up. This can kick you over the bars, tight right-hander, and then into what I call the alligator pit. Look at all the water. It's totally off-camber. Oh, pick your line, slide around, and get going. Out of the off-camber override, the right-hand turn into where they lay down a bunch of sawdust, and then the Superman downhill jump. If you want to double it, well, you better have some huge cojones, and then into the puke corner. Smells terrible down there. Left up the hill, right past mechanics, and that's your Sobe Suzuki Fast Lap.
All right, Cameron, thanks a lot. And you know what? Quit talking about rocks. Quit talking about how slow you're going. Nobody knows. If you say that one more time, I'm going to throw a rock at you.
As we take a look at the Suzuki starting grid, a lot of talent, and they'll all be chasing number 259, James Stewart, who had a terrific Moto number 1 return. As the 30 board is vertical, wait for that to go sideways, and we'll be off racing here. Moto number 2, Budds Creek, Maryland, and the Yamaha National. 30 board is sideways, and we are set to go, Moto number 2.
Whoa, somebody already going down.
Back in the back of the pack, James Stewart goes down. Michael Brandis on the left-hand side is down and dead in the water. But the big story is Brandis gets back up and gets his bike ready again. James Stewart is in dead last, 40th place.
Well, I was thinking to myself, it'd be kind of cool to see Stewart and Brown reverse their positions off the gate. I didn't wish that on anybody, but we're going to get to see it now.
Meanwhile, number 52, Ivan Tedesco, the man on the spot, hot sauce out in front. He will take them into the green flag lap. And what a bunch of turn of events. Here's Stewart just coming into view. He was in 40th. I'll make that 39, 30, 37. So just like that, he picks up 2 spots.
Yeah, watch the way he takes his way through the pack. Here it is. Look in the back. He high sides out. It looks like Mike Brown. No, that wasn't intentional or anything, but it looks like a pro circuit rider. He gets sideways, goes down, doesn't even make it to the first turn. And then Brandis gets clipped. He goes down. At least he hit somewhere soft. Didn't get run over too much. But as for Stewart, I can't even believe it. Sure, he's happy to be back, but not like this. And you know what he'll turn this into? Instead of being like, oh, dang it, he's going to turn this into a challenge. The title isn't a big deal. There he goes around the inside, passes about 4 more guys. He'll turn this into a challenge. It's like a video game now. Like, let me see how many guys I can pass. If I can win, oh, that'd be so cool in this place. is going to come unglued if he catches Tedesco.
If he gets in the top 3, the place is going to come unglued. James Stewart in 40th place, now moving up to 35th. Meanwhile, Ivan Tedesco not seeing number 259. He's got to be thinking, his Yamaha pit boards have got to be saying, check out. Do not get anywhere near Stewart, Brown, or the rest of the crew.
Well, he doesn't have Brown or Langston or any of the heavy hitters right behind him. Sellers is in there. He's tough, but Hurley running second, I don't think poses a huge threat to Tedesco right now. Nothing against Hurley, but he hasn't proven to be a front-running guy for the whole entire moto, and you can already see the gap is widening. So Tedesco's got a real opportunity here. And when I saw him pull off last week, I really thought that he had done something to himself. I was like, man, every time this guy gets going, something happens, but I'm glad to see he's back out there, and I know he's pumped to have the lead right now.
Number 51, the Ping, David Pingree, has moved into 4th place. If you want to read a funny article, pick up the latest edition of RacerX magazine, Electronic Ping, one of the funniest things you'll ever read. Meanwhile, folks at Yamaha, got to be pretty thrilled as their boy goes 1 and 3. Tedesco in front, Sellers in 3rd.
Check out Stewart trying to find his way through the back. It's just like salmon swimming upstream, man. Where's he going to go? Somebody going off the track, giving him a face full of dirt. He's already in 17th.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
He was in 40th. He's already cut it in half.
Jeez.
And I think Jeremy's probably saying, I've seen it before. It doesn't surprise me.
No, his face, there was no concern there. He's like, this is going to be fun.
And unfortunate for Ivan Tedesco, he gets a hole shot, gets out front, has the lead, and now all attention turns to James Stewart. Want to see what kind of magic he can turn.
Wow, he's not that far behind Brown.
There's Mike Brown, number 3 on board the Kawasaki, dicing down low. And down the hill comes 259. James Bubba Stewart, look how quick he's on the throttle and gets by short.
Well, he came into the corner so hard he could use the suspension to rebound right back out of that berm. He goes wherever he wants on the racetrack because his balance is so good. And he rides at a fast pace so often that even a little mistake like that would really cost somebody else, he can pull out, get out of it, and make it look pretty good. Short's probably like, how is he passing me right there? What did I do wrong? But that's the Stewart for you. Look how much more speed he carries everywhere. And I'll guarantee you this is fun right now for him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he can look across the track and see that he's gaining on the leader, so I don't think he's panicking. He's just having a blast going, it's kind of cool. I'm working my way in and out of all these guys, and the crowd is into it the whole way. He's feeding off of that as well.
Gets the tear-off away, and now he's starting to work on number 102. That is Shane Best, the ECC Suzuki rider. And here comes Stewart. It becomes a Stewart watch as we take a break. We'll be back to Budds Creek in just a moment. High-flying Guy Cooper flew onto the scene back in the mid-'80s, and by the time he was done, he was 4th on the all-time 125 win list with 16 victories. Guy won the 1990 AMA 125 Motocross Championship, beating Mike Kudrowski by 1 point with the win at the final race. Cooper transitioned quite nicely to off-road competition and had many strong years competing for Team Suzuki in the GNCC Series. However, his greatest off-road accomplishment was winning 2 ISDE gold medals in that annual international competition in 1995 and 96. Cooper has always managed to keep the fun in whatever discipline he races. In fact, he returned to the Nationals last year and finished 21st in the series at 40 years young. When he isn't racing, Cooper is busy promoting his newest venture in motocross, Extreme Pit Bikes. Guy will be at most of the Nationals this year with his replica pit bike. Away from the Nationals, Guy and his wife Wanda keep up their huge piece of property in Oklahoma known as Cooperland for all the fun trails and tracks. And back to Budds Creek in the midst of Moto number 2, 125 class, and the watch is really on. James Bubba Stewart, while we were away, David, he's picked up almost 4 more spots, so now he's in the top 10 as we take a look at 111 Grant Langston.
Well, it's a good thing Grant isn't worried about Stewart because he's already caught him and he was in last. Look at James. You know what saved that? He was wide open. If he'd have let off the throttle right there, that would have been another swap. A little bit bigger than that one he already did. And there he is passing Mike Brown. Okay, got that guy, crossed him off the list. Boniface, you see the way he approached that jump? He's almost dragging the foot peg. You lay the bike like that over off the takeoff, you don't get any height, and he stays lower than anybody else.
106 is Darrell Hurley, 111 Grant Langston. Here comes 259, James Bubba Stewart on the outside. David, this kid is unbelievable. I was out riding the YZ250 the other day. There's things he does that you just can't teach.
Well, you know, you don't have to be a great caliber rider to have an appreciation for what he's able to do on the bike. And, you know, I know our producer's like, okay, all right, he's in 7th. He's in, you know, whatever position, and by the time those guys find him, he's already passed 3 more guys. I'm amazed that we have this much footage of him right now, because it's, you know, you usually follow the lead of the race, but he's moving up through the pack faster than anything I've ever seen. And this 125, Langston's just he's gonna watch him disappear is what he's gonna see happen.
Catches Hurley first on the outside. Look at that. Perfect line, drops down. Hurley has nowhere to go.
Doesn't touch him either. That's what was beautiful about that pass. You know, that's why I harassed Mike Brown just a little bit, you know, for the way he was able to, if that was Mike Brown making that pass, it would have been a touch of contact. And when James passed you so, all right, I got to what?
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I got to see
Brock
that again.
Sellers is right in front of James Bubba Stewart, and you said this earlier, this is fun to him. This is like a video game. Well, if this video game's for sale, I think most of America is going to buy it.
You know what? I don't even remember what I was saying. He laid it over off of that jump.
Look at that.
Okay, there's another one.
And what does Brock Sellers? Leaves him
He didn't
dead
touch
in
him.
the water.
He didn't touch him. And Brock's just like, whoa, where did that come from? In his lap time, just so you know, that was the first time I've seen him off balance yet, because he was wide open. He was able to save it. Look at this. Brock's like, oh, geez. It's just a tiny bit of contact, but Brock can't be unhappy about that. James is just smarter. His decision-making coming through the pack is perfect.
Meanwhile, Michael Brandis, who we saw go down in the first turn on the start, is done for the day. We'll find out what's going on with him. Ivan Tedesco out in front, your leader. Number 259, James Bubba Stewart, who was in 40th. I say again, was in 40th, is now in 2nd place. And Ivan Tedesco has got a tall order ahead of him.
You know, the thing, too, is that James didn't exactly rush to get going. I mean, he made sure the bars were straight and, you know, pulled his pants up. And he took his time a little bit to get going. But, you know, I think he knew what he was going to be able to do, so he could afford to take a little longer. Now, battling for the lead, the crowd is already just, they're not even making noise. They're in shock.
As are we. James Bubba Stewart, the last time we saw him racing was in Las Vegas on May 4th. And here he is, 6 weeks later, absolutely dominating the field. He was in dead last in the first turn, and here he is now fighting for first place. And give Ivan Tedesco all the credit in the world. He is making James work for this, and there it is. Unbelievable. James Bubba Stewart is your leader.
I think Ivan had to know that was coming. You know, he can't be mad. Now the crowd's making noise. First because he just flat landed that jump back there to put himself in position for the pass, and now the lead.
Welcome back, Budds Creek, Maryland, and we are seeing near history in the making. James Bubba Stewart, dead last to start the first lap, and here we are on the white flag lap, David. I don't even know how you describe it. You've been around this sport so long. Have you seen anything like this?
Maybe Hannah, you know, but I haven't seen a last to first deal like this. And finally a little bit of contact right there for the lead just proves he's not messing around. He's serious. It's all fun and games. And Tedesco really should have known that to go wide like that with Stewart behind you, that's really risky. And the crowd is making all kinds of noise now because it's sunken in. Look at them. They're watching this guy going, they've just seen perhaps, you know, something that's never going to be done again.
Well, in a highly competitive class like this, your winner from last to first, James Bubba Stewart. Welcome back to the circuit, Mr. Stewart. After a 6-week-plus layoff, he comes back and goes 1-1 as we take a look at the Honda official results. It's Stewart and Tedesco going 1 and 2, and what a masterful performance by James Bubba Stewart. And give credit to the rest of the people at Kawasaki who got his bike ready, who got him ready, and he came out and did what he came to do. Let's check in with Cameron Steele down on the podium.
Really good race.
Whoa, James Stewart, hang on your hats and glasses, folks. This guy is on fire. If there's any questions about your stamina after coming back, you've answered every question there could ever be in that moto.
Yeah, you know, my Kawasaki got me out to a pretty decent start, and Boniface cut me off on the start. I don't know why, and knocked me down. And, dude, I just put my head down. I was banging people all over, and I think my friend Eric Sorby, he kind of made it a little bit easier up and going up the hill. But, you know, I'm so pumped, you know. I'm just happy to come back and get a 1-1, and, you know, I think I didn't even do that last year, come all the way from last, so definitely got the stamina and the speed, and it's going to be a great season.
I think it was last year at Redbud you came from near last to second place. This time, second from last to first place. A lot of riders are saying it was hard to pass out there. You obviously didn't think so.
Yeah, the only way to pass is to bump around, and, you know, when I was coming back, I could do that. And, you know, I wasn't worried about getting tired out there. It's a little hot out here, but, you know, I feel good, and come back next 2 weeks at Redbud.
What about the championship, James? Are you thinking about it at all? Is it something that you can attain? I mean, Brownie has to basically fail into Moto T and Langston. Is that right?
Yeah, you know, I don't know how many points. I'm going to just go out there, try to win every single race, and I think if I ride anything like that, I should.
Awesome job.
Thanks, Cameron. You know, I like to thank Team Chevy Chuck, Kawasaki, Fox, Oakley, Bridgestone, and my mom and dad, and my brother, and everybody. Thanks.
Well, what a great day for James Bubba Stewart. Glad to have him back on the tour. And David, by virtue of that 1-1, as we look at the Honda official results, by virtue of that 1-1, James Bubba Stewart has launched himself into the top 20 standings. Comes out first race, and he's already in 17th place.
Well, I think by the end of the year, you'll see him probably up in the top 5 for sure. Probably the top 3. Winning it, he's going to have a little bit of luck. But, you know, when you watch him go that fast, it makes it look like it's something you can go out and do, you know. But let me tell you, you can't. This kid is special.
Special indeed. So on behalf of the champ, David Bailey, and Cameron Steele, I'm Todd Harris, saying so long from Budds Creek, Maryland in the Yamaha Nationals. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader of sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.